Good morning, everybody. Day 37 of the suffering. Whew. It's hard getting up this morning. A little difficult. Yesterday was really easy waking up. This morning, not so much. It's pretty tough getting out of bed this morning. But I'm up and I'm on the stairs. So I'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Here we go again. Same song and dance. Egg whites and oatmeal. This morning cardio, it was definitely drug out. Yesterday I woke up with a lot of energy, felt amazing. Cardio went by really fast. This morning, on the other hand, woke up very tired. Cardio felt like it took forever. But then again, that's also the difference of getting to sleep in, rest, not doing any cardio, not working out, getting to relax and just take it easy versus getting up early, doing cardio, going to work all day, coming home, working out, doing cardio, and then going to bed. A little bit more activities, a little bit more tired in the mornings, but it's okay. It's part of it, right? The suffering. It's not always going to be easy, because if it was, everybody would do it. And not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people have what it takes to be able to wake up every day, well, at least 5 days a week, even 3 days a week, hell, even 2 days a week. Most people don't even have what it takes to wake up and do cardio in the morning, let alone take care of themselves. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that these people are lazy or anything like that, or like, it's just, man, life is hard sometimes, and having kids and waking up and having a full-time job, having to take care of the house and everything else. And even if some people don't have kids, a lot of people have hard jobs. A lot of people have work long hours. Some people have to work 2 jobs just to be able to make it and pay the bills. So I get it. I'm not judging. I get it. It's not a priority to some people, and some people just don't have the luxury of having the energy to be able to do this, because it does take a lot of energy and a lot of effort to be able to do this. But then again, you also have to make this one of your priorities. Like, you can't just like put this at like priority 5 and expect you to get like phenomenal results. Like, I always tell everybody, oh, how do you do it, man? Well, it has to be your top 3 priority. You have, at least for me, in my life, I have room for 3 priorities, 3 top priorities. First is my family. They're the number 1 priority. And then it's my job, because without my job, I can't support and take care of my family. And then after that, it's working out and weightlifting and dieting. And then behind that comes hanging out with friends and drinking and going to the bar and off-roading and camping and all that other stuff. So right now, it's one of my 3 top priorities: the family, job, this. And then whatever time I have after this is what I spend doing that. Now, this isn't forever, because this is going to go until pretty much the end of July, and then I'm going to kind of back off of it a little bit, especially on the weekend. So if I want to go off-roading, if I want to go camping, if I want to go out to the bar and have a drink with some friends, or take my wife to go dancing or whatever, then this still will be top 3 priority, but on the weekends it'll bump down to like maybe like top 4 priority. And then I'll put other enjoyable things in my life before it, just for like maybe a day or 2. But that'd only be while I'm in the middle of a bulk and I'm not like taking it seriously. The cut is definitely a lot more serious than the bulk, because, well, you're afford to have a little bit more calories, and I allow myself to have a cheat meal, and I allow myself to have a little bit of fun and have a drink here and there. I'm not a big drinker. I mean, I enjoy whiskey, don't get me wrong, and I do like beer, but I'm not the type that has to have a drink every week, let alone every month. Like, I might drink maybe once every other month, once every 3 months. Like, I don't drink very often. I'm not like a big, huge, like, oh, let's go to the bar, let's go drink. I'm more the type of guy like, let's barbecue or let's go to dinner. So if my bulk, when I'm bulking, it's not like something that I'm going to be like, no, we can't have a barbecue this weekend, guys, because I'm bulking. No, it's like, yeah, I'll grill up some chicken wings, or we'll smoke a brisket or a pork shoulder or whatever. But as far as it goes for this, how I am right now, It's top 3 priority. It can't be any other way, because if it is, I'm going to fail at this. I will come in short, or I'll fail, or I won't be able to succeed on what I'm doing. When I used to powerlift, it was the same way, especially when I was getting ready for a competition. Those 12 to 16 weeks, I was getting ready to compete. Top 3 priority. After the third, that was nothing. Family, job, and then powerlifting, and that was it. And nothing. I didn't hang out with anyone. I didn't drink. I'm not saying you have to be like this. I'm not saying anyone has to be this. I'm just saying this is how I was. I would disconnect from everything and everyone to focus 100%, so I could go into that meet 100% ready, with knowing that, like, okay, I did everything I could do 100% for this moment, and if I don't win, well, at least I know I went at it as hard as I could, and now I'll know where I need to make corrections to be able to fix the mistakes that led me to place wherever or lift whatever. And that's how I'm going to be about bodybuilding. And this is like a trial and error. This is like a test run. This is like, let's see how I do this go around, and then we'll go into bulk, and we'll do this again one more time, and then from there, I should be able to start prepping for a show and possibly start competing in bodybuilding. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this off so I can eat, guys. I'll see you when I see you. I don't know if I'm gonna record at 9 or noon, or if I'm gonna do it just in the gym. We'll see how it goes. It is Tuesday, so it is biceps, triceps, and shoulders. So this is my third set of this. We're starting off with a strap, not the rope. There's a strap we could put in there, lock into the shoulder, the wrist, and we don't have to worry about holding and squeezing. With this one, we'll step a little bit further back and try to get a real good, wide open press down rope strap thingy. Anyway, so we're doing 3 sets of this. This is my top set. We do 2 warm-ups and 1 top set. And it moves through pretty quick, just like everything. 2 warm-ups, about a minute of rest between sets, and then this one we'll do 2 minutes of rest, and then we'll hit our actual set. And this is the actual top set right here. Also, with this, come to the side real quick so they can see. Here's a little tidbit. You can stand directly over it, right? But what I like to do, if the cable's not long enough, is I like to back up and then see the angle of the cable and the rope. I like to tilt my body to about that, so I can get my arms bent as much as possible on the top, stretching the triceps, and then I press down and out. Because if I'm up here, I can't get, so I'll come back here so I can get that nice hard bend and try to close that arm as much as I can to get as much of a stretch in the back of my arm as I possibly can. So that's why I come way back here. I slightly tilt my body. We're going for 12. Should be able to get it. We'll see. Yeah, I got all 12. So next week I'll go up and weight on this. I'm going to write my number down. I'll go up and weight. Probably could do 100, 110, but I'm going to slowly build into this. I'm not in a rush to stall out my reps and have to fight for that 1 or 2 reps. So as long as the weight's still going up, I'm happy about that. But probably the next 2 workouts, it's going to stall out. So with this, I'm actually supposed to do 1 warm-up and 1 set, but because I'm doing 110 pounds, I can't just jump to like 80 to 110. So I do 60 for 5, and then I go to 90 for 10 to 12, and now I'm going to do my top set right here. So this is actually my top. I'm going to try to get this. Last week I did this for 7, so I'm going to try to get at least 8 today. See how it goes. And arms are just one of those things with me that they just don't really want to do what I want them to do, and let's get bigger. I don't get it, man. Like, I'm lost for it. But I'm just going to keep going the way I'm going. I like this movement because I get a real heavy stretch in the triceps. It's kind of hard not to whenever your arms are pinned behind your back. Nope, that's it. 8. Literally one more rep. Hey, it's a win though, but that's what we're after. Not quite feeling the pump yet, but the burn is there. The burn is really there. Last movement for triceps. There is no warm up on this. We just go straight into it. Last week I did 130 for 8. So I'm gonna see if I can get at least 9 today. I think I might be able to get it. That overhead gave me a little bit of confidence that I got that one extra rep in there. So I tell you what though, being in a deficit, doing an hour of cardio a day, not getting any sodium and salt, it's a big difference in like the training sessions versus getting all swollen and bloated and puffy versus just like feeling the muscle burning and be like, is it pumped up yet? Is it pumped up? Is it pumped up yet? And also I stopped taking my supplements, and we'll see if that makes a big role because this is day 3 without taking arginine, glutamine, beta-alanine, or creatine. So I'm going to see if this makes a difference. I feel a difference in my stomach. My stomach feels not bloated and distressed anymore. So I'm going to keep going the way it's going and see if there's actually a big difference that I can notice with taking them or not. If there is, I'll probably add them back in. If there isn't, just leave them out. Okay, let's get this set going. We got to push this to the limit here. So I got to get at least 9. Oh, there it is, 9. Oh man, just one more. That seems to be the going theme for tonight. The theme is just one more rep. Just one more rep. Did 70 last week for 10, so I'll have to try at least get 12. When you go up on a weight, and then it's like, okay, cool, I got like 7, 8, so I only have to do like 9. That seems pretty doable. But then when you stop at like 10 or 11, it's just like, how hard was that last week? Did I barely get that? Or yeah, I had to, because if I got that number, that means I was just barely there. So did I get 1 rep stronger this week? So it's not stressful, but it definitely puts a little urgency to push harder. Because the whole thing is, the only easy day was yesterday. So if you want to get better tomorrow, you have to train harder today, which means that you're training harder than yesterday. So today has to be harder than yesterday, and tomorrow is going to have to be harder than today. So the only easy day was yesterday, because as you get better, it has to become harder and harder and harder. It never gets easier. because once 70 pounds is light, you have to go to 75, and then 80, then 85, then 90. So even though the weight you're currently using is becoming easier, you're having to make it harder on yourself to keep progressing forward. Because if you don't do that, you're going to stop progressing. You can't. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can slow the reps down. You can slow the weight down. You can do drop sets, supersets, rest pause, negatives. You can do a lot of things to keep that weight feeling very hard and difficult. But eventually, you will have to go up. I mean, you could drag it out, but eventually, it's inevitable. You will have to go up. So I got to get at least 11 on this. And I hate straight bar curls. I absolutely hate them. Oh, that was just about fighting it. Fight it. Man, but a hard set, it's not about holding it. Just to hold it, you have to keep curling it, right? You curl it up and you don't hold it. You just keep curling it. And the gravity is going to force it to go down slowly, because if you try to hold it and you relax just a fraction of a second, gravity is going to take over. So you just keep curling it. Oh, and it looks like you're holding it, but you're not. You're still curling it. It's just gravity's winning. Gravity's winning. But I got 12. It's a win. I always feel, I've said it before, but I feel like I get a better pump when I start with my triceps than with my biceps. If I start with my biceps, I don't ever feel like I get as good as a pump. And I'm looking flat tonight. I'm not looking nearly as pumped up as I normally would. I just feel really deflated, but that's expected at this point in time in the training. Well, it doesn't look too bad right there. But forgot where I was going with that. Anyways, I don't feel the pump tonight, really. I mean, I do feel a little something, but not nearly as good as it is. Like I said earlier, whenever I'm all sodium and carb and bloated and fat, and I do a little set and my arms feel like they puff up and everything, I have to fight a lot harder to get my pump. For sure, I have to fight a lot harder with the way I'm eating, but I know once I start bringing all that food back in, I'm going to swell back up. It's a long way out. Well, not really, 6 weeks out, but I'm going to slowly introduce it. So I'm just going to keep on banging. As long as I'm making progress on my weights and my reps, man, I know it's working. I mean, I don't have to get a pump to know it's working. Like it's not necessary. It makes you feel better about your life, but it doesn't really like add up to muscle growth. Oh, just fight it. Just fight it. Again, one more rep than last week. Got 8 last week, got 9 tonight. Okay, after dumbbell curls, 2 minutes of rest and straight into hammer curls. No warm-ups, just straight to it. Last week I did the 30s for 9, so now I got to try to get this for 10 tonight. Oh, come on! Maybe it's a mental block, man. Maybe I'm just like, I just need one more rep. And I just fell right after the next rep. But I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a pump now, finally, on my biceps. I don't know how that's looking on camera, but it feels good. It feels good. You know, back in February, I know some of you know, some of you don't, but I was changing a tire out on my Jeep, and it's a 36-inch tire, and I went to go pick it up, and something in here popped, and I could feel like a tearing. I'm not sure what it was, but it took a while for it to heal up. So I've been doing side laterals with like 5 to 7 pounds, 10 pounds. Been doing shoulder press with like 12 pounds, 15 pounds, 10 pounds, 7 pounds, whatever didn't hurt my shoulder or aggravate it. But now finally, middle of June, my shoulder's healed up and I got full range of motion and it doesn't bother me no more. So I could get back to training at how it was. So now I'm starting to progress on my shoulder press again. I'm still taking it easy and I'm still working my way into it because I'm not trying to get hurt. But tonight I get to finally go back up to the 30s, which is great. So, and I'm not doing these for sets of 8 to 12. I'm trying to get 15 on these before I move up just because I do have that injury back from February. So I'm trying to play it a little bit safer and go a little bit lighter at a few more reps. Call it at 11. Try to get 15 before I go up and weight. Trying to get as deep as a stretch. Try to actually get the dumbbells to touch my shoulders. I'm just letting the weight just pull my arms down and sink down as deep as I can. Get that nice, good, deep shoulder I don't know how that's picking up on camera. Oh, it doesn't take much for the shoulders to get pumped, but again, I don't even know how that's looking on camera. Hit one of these. So normally I do 2 warm-ups in my set, and then 1 warm-up, then my set, and then no warm-up. But with shoulders, I do a little different. I do 2 warm-ups with every set. Well, I do 2 warm-ups and then my set just because I don't feel like warming up the front delts is going to help warm up the rear delts, not the way that I need to be able to overload it the way I want to overload. So I did a few reps with the 10s, the 15s. Now I'm going to the 20s. And last week I did these for 8. And we'll see if we can't get these for 9. Surprise, surprise, you know, it's a going theme, but 1 rep is a huge benefit from last week if I even do get it. I'm just fighting it. I'm fighting it the whole time. I'm going to count at 9. So I'm just literally fighting it. Once I got to like my 5th rep, I was no longer holding it. I was getting it up, and I continued to try to go up. And the weight brought my arms down. I just try to control it on the descend. But let's see what this looks like. Let's see if the camera can pick that up. Does it pick up the striations? Is there any in there? I can't tell. No, not in this lighting. Not this pump. Still too fat. Oh, let's try this one. Probably not, huh? Probably too flat. Probably too flat. It's all right. It's all right. Whenever I start pumping, fluffing up, it'll look a lot different. I did a set of 6 with a 10, a set of 6 with a 20, and now I'm going to try to get as many as I can up to 12 with 30s, which last week I did 7, and I just don't think I'm going to get much more than that. I'll be surprised if I do, because this movement is really hard to do, and I actually get some really ugly reps going on here, some really ugly cheats, but oh man. Nope. 7 again. That was ugly. That was real ugly, but it's a tough move, man. It's a real tough move. What I should do is I probably should go down to 20 and just hang a 5 on the pin and do 25 instead, because this is too difficult. That's what I'm going to do next week. I'm actually going to go down to 25. Actually, I might go down to 20 and put a 2.5 on there, go to 22.5, and then build up from there, because doing those ugly, it just doesn't do nothing. I'm actually going to do some traps tonight. I don't have them programmed in because I'm used to upright rows, side laterals, bent over barbell rows, T-ball rows, deadlifts, and all that stuff just naturally working up my neck. But since I don't do that, I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to do dumbbell shrugs. What I like to do is I like to do cable shrugs. I put them down and go wide and then pull up and back, because I feel that hits the actual neck better. And when you come here, I feel like it hits the bottom of the trap. So I just like to get the actual neck muscles kind of engaged and working. Plus, it doesn't hurt when I do those. It feels really good. That's going to be my last thing that I do tonight. So even though I didn't really get a pump on that workout, it was a really good workout. I felt great about it. Towards the end, I did kind of start feeling I got a pump, and the camera doesn't really pick up what I actually look like. I know, like, in any kind of lighting, if you look good at any kind of lighting, you look good regardless. And I say that, like, if you can't see it in any kind of lighting, then you don't really have it. It's not really there. If you have to use shadowing to kind of show how you look, but that's not the case with the camera. With the camera, for some reason, it just doesn't pick up a lot of the detail in the muscles. And even they tell you that about bodybuilding competitions and stuff like that too. Like they say, it's way different looking at it on camera, a video, and in a picture versus being there in person, seeing it in real life. Like it's a lot harder to judge things in person versus on video and camera because how much different they look. Not making excuses, because I still don't look that great. I'm still fat, still gross, still got a lot of work to go, but it's definitely coming along. I did a Stairmaster for 30 minutes tonight on level 5, actually. I did 20 minutes on level 5, and the other 10 minutes I did like on level 4. And that's actually getting easier and easier to do, which is telling me my cardiovascular is getting better and better, and I'm getting more endurance, which is good. I just don't want to cross over from the fat burning to more of like the anaerobics style, like workout where I start atrophying my muscle mass away and everything else. But I'm really happy. And like I was saying in the gym earlier, you know, as it becomes easier, you have to make it become difficult. The only easy deal was yesterday. You cannot continuously do the same thing in the gym. You have to find a way to make it harder. Whether that's doing more sets, more reps, more weight, or just figuring out a way to make the movement harder in general. If you don't, you'll plateau and you'll stop making progress, you'll stop making results, and you won't be making any further progress. So I try to push myself as hard as I can given the deficit that I'm in, but this is only for another little over 6 weeks to go, and then after the 6 weeks, the calories will kind of start changing a little bit and the cardio will come down, and I'll be able to start pushing myself a lot harder, hopefully, and put some muscle mass on. And then we'll see where the rest of the year goes. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.